Tuesday. Welcome to our weekly Veg Inspired live show. I am your host, Kathy Davis, and what you can expect is each Tuesday I go live at noon Eastern every week in the Veg Inspired Foodies Facebook group. So if you are catching this on YouTube live, either live or later, and you don't want to miss those future live streams, you got to join the Facebook group. It is veginspired.com/foodies. It gets you in, gets you all of this access to this free content. So come on in and join. And if you're catching this in the group, I love it. Let me know that you're here. I can see your comments. I see our Facebook user. I see Christy's here. So drop a hey in the chat. Let me know that you're tuning in. Every week, I am here talking all things plant-based, really helping you make that transition, stick with that transition, or just to eat more plants. So there'll always be a takeaway to help you get those plants on your plate. So let me know you're here. Drop a hey in the chat. I am coming to you live from Missoula, Montana. Yes, if you have been following me long enough, you know that we made our culminating, big, exciting trip up to Glacier National Park last week. So if I was a little MIA, it's because I was on vacation. Yes. So as always, the replays for these live sessions and any of the sessions are available in the guides section of the group. You can always go back and re-watch. This is one of those sessions that I recommend watching a few times, even getting you excited about meal planning. Maybe you watch it when you meal plan or to get yourself pumped up. So you can always zip through past the 10-minute countdown so that you can really start the video where the content starts. So quick background, I'm a real person. I travel full-time in a fifth wheel RV with my husband, John, and our 3 cats. So if you're new around here, don't be surprised if you hear a noise or see a tail and get a visit from Scooter, Murphy, or Eddie. Sometimes they just need that attention and they think I'm talking to them, not you. I see Georgiana, I see Becky over on YouTube, and I see our Facebook user from Michigan. I see Lauren. Hello. You all, this is a meaty, vegan meat, of course, training. So make sure you have your pen and paper and let's get into it. If you're just tuning in, drop a hey, let me know you're here. I am your host, Kathy Davis, a former school teacher turned plant-based lifestyle coach, 3-time plant-based cookbook author, and the CEO of Veg Inspired. I am so fortunate that I get to work with people day in and day out to help them transition to a plant-based lifestyle, which I'm so passionate about, to help them really make plant-based eating an intuitive and way of living for them that supports their busy schedule without requiring hours in the kitchen. So if that's you, if you need to make this a way of life and you're still overwhelmed, let's go from that confused dabble to that committed and clear decision. I've been eating and creating vegan meals for over 7 years, and I cleaned up my own habits to follow a more whole food plant-based way of eating about 1.5 years ago to really increase my energy and take control of my health and wellness. And honestly, I have been, like I said, I've been vegan for over 7 years. And in the beginning, it was hard. It was challenging. It felt like we were always in the kitchen. We were always trying to figure it out. And I found my saving grace in meal planning. And I have been meal planning or menu planning for over 5 years. And I use my strategic planning to plan and test and retest all the recipes for the cookbooks that I wrote, right? I use that planning to really help me stick to the whole food plant-based way of eating that did increase my energy, that did help me lose a little weight, and it helped me find that happiness and confidence and just general overall wellness within my body, right? And what I want you to get from this takeaway is, meal planning isn't about a new recipe every day. Somebody write that in the chat. Meal planning is not about a new recipe every day. Meal planning is not about extreme creativity or exotic recipes that are time consuming, right? It's not new recipes. It's not about exotic recipes, strange ingredients. It is about intention, right? I see we've got Kim over here. Yes, we've got our Canadian friend. Yes. Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in. If I'm not saying your name, it's because it's not showing up to me. Your planning is not about experiencing new recipes every day. Yes, thank you so much for putting that in the chat. Planning is about setting an intention. It's about following through to make your life easier. It's not about making it hard. It's about making it easier. It is a way to make your goal of eating more plants attainable, right? It's not about making it difficult. The action of meal planning is actually creating the intention early on and making this eating more plants attainable. It is to help you stick with your decision about the food that you're going to eat before an in the moment option takes you outside of your goals, right? We've all been there. We're tired. We get home from work. We get done in the office, which might be your desk, or in my case, my kitchen, right? And we're tired and we don't want to cook. And so instead of eating that delicious whole food salad, we grab that vegan frozen pizza, or we resort to peanut butter and jelly. Not that any of those things are bad or bad choices, but we know that we would feel better if we ate those nourishing foods. It's really about intention. So really take that guesswork out of your meals, take that challenge, take that difficulty by using meal planning to your benefit. So I want you to really think about this as a process, right? It's really about how to create this in your life and how to really, really make a routine of it. So I have a couple of options. Option one is you can routine plan. And I'm going to walk you through this. So when I do a routine plan, and I do work with clients on this week in and week out, day in and day out. So if you feel like this is something you need a little bit more in depth, let me know. But I create 7 routines, one for each day of the week, and I rotate 4 recipes or no recipe meals through those routines. So Sunday might be your soup or stew day, and you could rotate minestrone or chili, or in the summer, it could be salad Sundays, right? And you might do a hearty taco salad or a hearty pasta salad or a hearty potato salad. If anything strikes your fancy and you're like, ooh, I wish I had that recipe, let me know. Drop it in the chat. Be like, ooh, I need a potato salad, or ooh, I need a taco salad. And I'll pull that recipe from veginspired.com or from one of the cookbooks. So routine number 2 might be those meatless inspired meals. They might be black bean or veggie burgers. They might be your meatless meatballs. They might be your crabless crab cakes, right? So you're really getting inspired by the theme, the routine. And I'm giving you ideas that you can rotate each week. So your meal plan could virtually be done in minutes. Taco Tuesday, right? Who doesn't love Taco Tuesday? You might do potato tacos one week. You might do bean or lentil tacos. You might do really yummy veggie tacos. You might do a grain taco, quinoa or, farro. You might do tofu tacos, right? I just gave you 5 different taco fillings that you could rotate through your week to make this easy. Y'all, it's not about it being hard. Wednesday would be our 4th day, your wrap or roll Wednesday. So you could do buffalo chickpea wraps. You could do collard wraps. You could do lettuce wraps. And now some of these you might be like, oh yeah, buffalo chickpeas. I'm going to just throw those in the oven, mix them up with some lettuce, tomato, onion, throw them in the wrap. I'm good to go. But lettuce wraps, I'm going to need a recipe for that, right? So it's where you can mix and match those recipe and no recipe meals. Thursday, we're looking at bowls or salads, right? Maybe you do sushi bowls. Maybe you do taco bowls. Maybe you do a falafel bowl with hummus, or you do falafels and tabbouleh with a hummus drizzle or a tahini drizzle. Like really think outside of the box. What could you throw in a bowl and eat? Maybe it's a burger bowl. You just have salad and some potatoes, and you throw a burger on top, a little ketchup, mustard, some pickles, onions, lettuce, everything you'd put on a burger, and now you're eating it out of a bowl, right? So be thinking about how you can be creative. I always like Fun Friday as my Friday theme. So I'm looking at things like vegan pizzas, breakfast for dinner, baked potato bars, where you're really loading everything up from the week. Maybe reusing that cheesy sauce, reusing the pasta sauce. If you did like a pasta bowl on Thursday, reusing what's left for pizza, like really thinking about how you can piggyback your meals and match what you've already cooked, right? Not having to rethink the wheel. Comfort Food Saturday. This is where you can throw in those vegan lasagnas, those lentil bolognese, maybe a mac and cheese, right? Or you can, create your own themes. If your family loves, maybe you do Mexican Monday and you do enchiladas and nachos and tacos and fajitas, and you really kind of get all these, ideas thrown in. So that's one way of planning. The other way that I plan is more based on outside factors. And you can actually do this with the first routine plan as well. But those outside factors, I always, regardless of what's going on and regardless of the way that I try and plan, I always pick no recipe meals or recipes that excite me. There is nothing worse than getting in the kitchen and being like, ugh, I don't want to cook this. I want to be sure that I'm inspired when I get in the kitchen, that I'm excited to make my meal. I don't want to be overwhelmed, frustrated, or bored. So I always pick meals that excite me. So I'm recommending to you, always pick meals that excite you. If it doesn't excite you, leave it off the menu for the week. So the second way that I plan is solely based on outside factors, things like weather, things like inspiration in my current or previous location, right? I travel. So for me, sometimes, now obviously we're out in the West, so I'm not really inspired to eat like crab cakes or toefish tacos or anything like that. But when we're in Florida, a lot of times I will, I'll be like, oh, we walked on the beach and I was really inspired to, by that beachy restaurant to make like a toefish kind of taco, like Baja tacos, or, we're in barbecue country, so I want to get that jackfruit, right? Like I'm inspired in my current or previous location. And I also plan on what sounds good in the moment, right? We've been talking about making our veg-inspired taco filling for like 3 days. And it really, really is about that sounds good. It's probably still going to sound good. It's one of our favorite meals. And so we really want to make sure that we keep those favorite meals right there at our fingertips, easy to access. So I've shared a little bit about why I plan and a bit of the what I plan. Now I really want to walk you through how I plan. But some of you are here because you want to win my new book. So let me give you all the details on the book giveaway and how it's going to work. So to enter, there's no purchase required, but you do need to take action. I need to know that you're serious. Now, in my new book, the Budget Friendly Plant-Based book, there is a 3-week meal plan, right? So that aligns perfectly with what we're talking about. So what I want you to do, the action that you need to create is I want you to create your own 3-day meal plan with recipes that excite you. You're going to execute it. You're going to be excited about it. And we're going to start with 3 days just to really get you started. The 7-day meal plan can seem very overwhelming, but I really want you to try it for 3 days. And no cheating for those of you who already has one done. I want you to create a new 3-day meal plan, a new one that excites you, that aligns with what we're talking about right now. One with meals you can't wait to cook. Now, here's how to be entered. You need to send me a direct message via Facebook, or you can message me via Instagram if you're watching this on YouTube. And you need to send me a direct message with your 3-day meal plan. It can be a photo of your 3-day meal plan, or you can list them out, whatever works for you. Or if you do it in an online, you can do a screenshot, whatever works. I will enter your name in the drawing and I will announce the winner live on Friday. So be sure you send me your 3-day meal plan by Friday at noon Eastern. That gives you all day today, all day tomorrow, or the rest of the day today, all day tomorrow, all day Thursday, and half of the day went Friday. So that gives you like 3 days to get this done. So a 3-day meal plan, send it to me via DM. Do not drop it in the comments here. I will not be entering people from the comments. You must send me a message to win the autographed copy of my cookbook. I will sign it and I will mail it directly to you. The only caveat is I can only mail in US. So if you are international and you do want to win this cookbook, do send me a message anyway, and we will make an alternative if you are selected as the winner. So 3-day meal plan, send it to me via DM by Friday, and you'll be entered to win an autographed copy of the cookbook. If you're in the US, if you're outside of the US, we'll find an alternate way for me to be able to ship, because we do not ship internationally at this time. So for my meal planning, I shared the why, I shared the what. Now let's talk about the how, because the how is where everybody gets hung up. I start with my dinner meals. I consider those my anchor meals. My dinner meals really feed me twice, right? I cook for my husband and I. We eat the meal for dinner and then we eat it again the next day for lunch. So they are my anchor meals. If you are cooking for a family, you can double recipes so you have lunches the next day or leftovers, or you can add an extra meal. So I use my daily calendar. I take my entire schedule into account for my meal planning. There's nothing worse than planning a meal that I really, really want, only to realize I don't have time to cook it. So I sketch out the meals that I want based on my calendar. So Tuesday nights, I coach till 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. my current time. So I'm not in the kitchen cooking. So that either needs to be a meal that I can set and forget in my Instant Pot, or that needs to be something that can go in the oven and it cooks while I'm on the phone. That's just how I work. I work so that it's easy. I can also delegate my plan to my husband if I need help. Some of the meals I cook are full recipe meals that I follow a recipe from a cookbook, a website, an Instagram post, or another resource. And other meals are what I call no recipe meals. They require ingredients, right? You might need to cook your rice. You might need to roast your veggies, but they're not a fancy recipe, and or they might be a meal that I've made so many times I no longer need the recipe, like my taco filling or my burrito bowls. I know exactly what to throw in when to really achieve that desired texture and taste. So other times it might be more about what we have to use up. So maybe you say to yourself, okay, I get groceries every Friday, so every Thursday I'm going to make a veggie stir fry. That's my Thursday meal, veggie stir fries. Roasted veggies over rice, whatever you want it to be. Maybe you rotate. Maybe one week it's a stir fry with soy sauce, and maybe the next week you do veggie tacos. However it works for you and your schedule and your family. But that way you use up all those veggies that you have left from the week, and you have a nice clean fridge before you go get groceries on Friday. Because there's nothing worse than going into the fridge and finding that you have a bag of cabbage or a bag of slaw that's been like shoved up behind something, right? So really it's about getting this out. So I also plan any dining out that we will do. So some places that we go, we're like, oh my gosh, we have to visit this restaurant. We really want to support this local vegan place. We're definitely going out. And other times we're like, nope, there's nothing really that suits our fancy here. So we're just going to roll on through the town and we're not going to eat out. We really take meals with friends, date nights, family. If somebody's visiting us at the campsite, we really plan all those things in. We don't wing it, right? Super busy nights that might require takeout also need to be planned in. If you've got to run the kids here and pick up another kid here, and your husband's late for work or your wife's late for work, or whatever it's going on, you want to take all that into consideration, right? I take all of that into consideration when I plan, so I'm not caught off guard. Right? I don't want to be caught off guard. As I mentioned before, planning is about setting an intention and following through to make your life easier. It's about making your goal of eating more plants attainable. This doesn't have to be only for plant-based eaters, right? This can be for anyone that wants to add more plants, anyone that wants to stick to a budget. It's really designed to help you stick with your decision about food before that in-the-moment option leads you from your goals. Now, here's the thing. Before you come at me with all the reasons you can't plan, because I know you're thinking it. You're over there like, well, I can't plan because my life's too chaotic, or I can't plan because I'm too busy, right? I want you to think of the reasons why you can plan. If making a dietary lifestyle change to plant-based eating is your goal, and you are struggling to make it happen because you're too busy, or life gets in the way, or you cheat. I hate that word, by the way. I don't even want to ever see it again because it's not cheating, right? You just ate unaligned to your goal. But why does that happen? It happens because we're caught in these in-the-moment decisions, and it's just easier. It's just more convenient to grab that non-plant-based thing because it's right there in front of you. So just stop. Stop making excuses about why this lifestyle is too inconvenient, and take that step back and meal plan. It literally makes this lifestyle convenient and easy. Yes, it does take a little time in the beginning, but you heard me spout out 20 ideas. That entire meal routine that I said earlier that you can go back and rewatch could have your month of meals planned in minutes. I'll repeat that. Month of meals planned in minutes. Yes, it takes a little time, but so does opening the cupboards, overwhelmed, looking for something to eat. It takes effort, but so does cooking up 3 meals like you're a short order cook, right? Meal planning is for busy people. Meal planning is for people with multi-preference households because you can start to piggyback those ingredients and plan in how you're going to prep. Maybe you need to look at how you're going to prep those non-plant-based ingredients for your family, but making your meal the center. Maybe you need to look at how you're going to cook pasta for 2 people, one who eats plant-based and one who doesn't, and what those differences are going to look like. So you're not the short order cook in the kitchen for 4 hours every night. Meal planning is for people who don't like to cook. I'll say that again. Meal planning is for people who don't like to cook because you know what? You don't want to be in the kitchen trying to figure out what to eat. You don't want to be in there trying to figure out sauces and spices and flavors. You want it to just come naturally. You want it to be easy. You want to be able to say, oh gosh, I bought those sweet potatoes. I'm making that sweet potato dish tonight. It's so easy. I just half them, toss them in the oven, throw my black beans and my broccoli in there, and then I go do what I want to do while that oven cooks my food. It's easy, right? Meal planning is for people who need to budget. Listen, I am the first person who gets into that grocery store without a meal plan, and I'm like, ooh, we need this, and we need this, and let's put this in the buggy, and oh, look, they've got these on sale. Let me buy 5 of these. I don't need 5 of anything, except maybe cucumbers. I do enjoy eating a cucumber every day. But meal planning is for people who like to budget because it saves you money. You're not overstocking things. You're not buying things that you don't need. You're not buying produce and letting it go to rot in the back of your fridge because you're using it, right? Meal planning is for everyone. Everyone can sit down with a calendar and be like, okay, I'm busy on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so those need to be my meals that I make and set and forget. I can cook a little bit extra on Saturday, so maybe I make 2 soups. One I freeze for those busy nights, and the other one we eat Saturday night. I'm not saying you have to meal prep, but you do need to plan. You do need to think about it ahead of time. You do need to make it easier for yourself. Easier to stick through those whole food intentions that you have. Easier to get yourself off of the cheese and the dairy and the things that just are easy in the fridge. Right? I even plan in my snacks. I told you I start with my anchor dinners. Start with my dinners, then I, loop them to the next day for lunches, and then I usually have oats or potatoes or something that I can eat that's quick for breakfast, and then I plan in what my snacks are going to be. The snacks that I have on hand: cucumbers and hummus, carrots and celery, peanut butter, walnuts, baked tostadas with salsa, right? Like I plan those things in so that I know exactly what I'm going to snack upon so that I'm not in the cupboard with the chocolate chips. I've got grapes in the freezer. That's because when I plan it, it keeps it front of mind. When I see grapes written on the meal plan, I'm like, oh yeah, I can snack on grapes as a sweet treat. It just keeps it front of mind. Now you see, here's the other thing. I used to sell meal plans, and I found the biggest flaw in a meal plan is that you're not excited about my meal plan, right? You're not excited. You don't care about eating chickpea gyros and minestrone soup maybe, or black bean pozole. If those things don't excite you, it isn't going to work. You're going to throw away all your money on weekly meal plans because you're not excited. You're like, I don't really want that. Now I spent $7 a week on this, and I've got to go and figure out a new meal, right? The flaw in the meal plan is that you're not excited about my plan. But when you meal plan for yourself, it does work, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be so easy. It can be just simple recipes, simple no recipe meals, things you already love that you already know how to make. Weave those in so you're not making an exotic recipe every week. You're not pulling out 7 cookbooks and have a different recipe from each cookbook. I'm a cookbook author. I don't want you to feel like cookbooks are this looming, overwhelming thing. Read the recipe ahead of time. Do you have time to make it? Do you have time to make the components that go in it? Right? Like some of my recipes call for a salt-free blend. Do you have time to make that? Or can you just conveniently buy yourself a salt-free blend? What can make your life easier? So I see a lot of comments. I see Christy saying she needs to meal plan. Mary Lou's giving us a thumbs up. Donna's here. Hey, hey, hey. Kim, yes, snack planning is very, very important. And I am also getting hungry. I always get hungry when I talk about food. I mean, I know that's why I'm talking about food, but I always get hungry when I do these trainings. So awesome. So remember, to win the cookbook or be entered in to win the cookbook, I need to see that 3-day meal plan in my DMs. You can buy my cookbook in Canada via Amazon, or you have to get the ISBN number and order it. The digital version came out today, and the print version comes out in 2 weeks, but they're all available via Amazon Canada, or Canada, Amazon Canada. And they're also available internationally digitally. You can also look at your Amazon, but like I said, you can get the ISBN number if you don't support Amazon, and you can buy it anywhere books are sold. But I'm putting together a meal planning masterclass. So if this masterclass would be of interest to you, it digs much, much deeper into the meal planning mindset and the meal planning strategies and the meal planning tips. Also provides you with recipes and meals that you like. If you would be interested, type me or interested in the chat. And once it's ready, I will reach out to you directly. So I want to make sure that you are supported on your journey and that you have the content that you need. What's really, really exciting is that I am sharing this to you. These sessions, these weekly lives come to you at no cost, right? You just have to show up and, take pages of notes. And I hope your mind is really starting to brew with lots of ideas to help you take the overwhelm out of your plant-based lifestyle and really get, deep into the meal planning. So again, if you are interested in a meal planning masterclass where I walk you through the steps to meal planning, drop a me or an interested in the chat, and I'll make sure that you have access to that and get all of the information you need for that. Next week's live is going to be a little bit different. I will be doing a live recipe demo. So I will flip the computer around. You'll be able to get a glimpse of my RV kitchen, and we will be making one of my favorite recipes from the new cookbook. Some of you may already have the cookbook because you are either our previewer or you ordered the ebook that's available starting today. But next week, I am going to share a recipe with you, live demo from the RV. I'm super excited. So make sure that you watch for that announcement. Like I said, I hope you have lots of ideas. I hope you're excited about the new cookbook. And if you want to enter to win that, just send me your 3-day meal plan and I will get you entered. Super exciting. And I hope that you enjoyed this session. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you. We'll continue this conversation in the comments and in the chat of the Facebook group. If you're over on YouTube and you want to get into that Facebook group, again, it is veginspired.com/foodies. And I will see all of you next week. Thanks so much for tuning in. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye.